Zach Wilson, buddy. Holy hell, what happened? How'd this go? He's a sweet boy, a good boy. We know that. Yep. Why do you think he had so much success in that second half? In those conditions, with where he was putting the ball, how decisive he was, how confident he looked, why do you think that happened this past weekend, Aaron? Do you have a direct point that you can kind of show us to and be like, yeah, here's why? Or what do you think while you're watching this unfold in front of you?
I just think that sometimes guys get into rhythm and you just kind of get in that zone, and the play caller gives you a lot of opportunities. We passed the ball 10 straight times. I think that was directly related to him getting into a rhythm and us moving the ball. And it's pretty crazy, though. I mean, we hadn't scored 30 in the last 4 games, I don't think, on offense, maybe 5. And we came out and scored 30 and a half. So, just little things, though, that there was simple plays like this simple play, X-shell across, which been in the offense since Bill Walsh. And then, as we have to do, this is just, Aggie, 4 verticals right here. But as we know, every single week, sometimes quarterback has to make some of those real special plays. And I felt like he made a couple big-time plays there. He had, one that maybe shows up 3rd and 12. He spun out to the left and hit Garrett for a first down. The next play, he hit Cobby for a touchdown to put us on the board. But even some smaller plays that are kind of throwaway plays, running a keeper, he extends the play, he makes the guy miss, and throws kind of a late sideline ball to Ruckert that he kind of like double caught. And in the grand scheme of things, it's probably a throwaway play. Nobody remembers that play, but it took us from a 3rd and extra long to a 3rd and really manageable. We converted and ended up getting points on the drive. We had a big drive there after it went 14-7 to go 14-6. They missed extra point, but to go down there and score and put it back up 2 scores was really good. I thought he was in a good rhythm. I thought Hack called a good game. I thought guys made some plays, contested catches for Ruck. Thought we did what we needed to, getting the ball to our 2 stud playmakers. Garrett had 9 for 108. Brees had a number of touches. He had 8 catches for over 80 yards and a touchdown. So. In the elements, under the circumstances, very happy for Zach. He played excellent, and good to be sitting there with the win. It's been a long November.
It certainly has, and that was a good Houston defense. That's a good Houston team. People just see HOU, I think, that maybe haven't been following the season. I did it against Houston. It's like, hey, this Houston defense has been great, and the Houston offense, that's a huge win for the Jets as a whole, and more specifically, I guess, Zach Wilson's confidence. Go ahead, AJ. Sweet haircut today.
Yeah, so where are you at physically right now? How do you feel compared to maybe even last week? And what do you make of all these so-called reports of you being cleared, right around Christmas for the game that's coming up around that time? What do you are you leaking things to people? What's going on?
Commanders, 24th.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that report's coming from. There's been a lot of interesting reporting over the last few weeks of our team.
Was it the Counting Crows guy? Ooh. Was it the Counting Crows guy who was telling people
Adam?
Stuff?
No, I don't think it was Adam.
His lips are sealed.
Yeah.
Always.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome guy. Always? Oh, that's a good one there, Connor. Nice. Yeah. What was that tie? Is Ty even in? Did he make it in after yesterday? Is he
Hey, we're fine. We're fine.
Are you?
A lot of ball left.
Bingo.
No, I'm not sure about some of these reports, but there's loose lips that are everywhere. I'm not going to let that sink my ship, though. I'm getting better, improving. Still some things I got to do in order to be able to be cleared. But I've done some limited practice the last couple of weeks and done some 7-on-7 stuff at the end of practice.
What? With who? 2s, 3s, practice squad? Who are you running with?
Well, it's a lot of 3s in the P squad guys.
Oh my God! Imagine the defense.
Yeah.
Rest of the year, they're going against Aaron Rodgers in the practice squad. There's going to be somebody that comes to this practice squad.
It's called Flight Squad. It's Flight School. It's the Flight School. It's the kind of the P squad guys getting some extra work in at the end. And I just asked, hey, can I take some of those reps there? So
imagine they said no.
No, they said I've finagled my way into taking the flight school a few days, but and enjoyed that. But I'm working in there and obviously doing all my rehab and diet and vitamins and all those different things, modalities, AAA, all the things that are important. Still jocked, and he's actually a little bit upset that he didn't mention that he might have been jocked at the party.
He's wearing a sweater. He was wearing a sweater.
He wanted me to pass that along. He wanted me to pass that along. He said there was a lot of opportunities for you and Con and Ty.
I told him.
And he felt a little bit offended.
Just let him know. We don't want to wrestle ever.
No.
Never want to wrestle him ever. But also, he, in a sign of humility, I believe, chose to wear the thickest sweater of all time, and then also a beanie on his head that was covering his whole thing. It's like, you had to be 7,000 degrees.
Had to.
He probably used it as a night sweat.
Got a session in.
So we didn't even get to see how jocked he was because he was wearing a fur coat pretty much as a sweater on top of himself. So we apologize, but we assume a professional like AAA, and I've seen some of his some of his IGs. He is still
explosive.
How are you? Are you still jocked? Because remember, going into the season, it was the most jocked you had been, and you had been working with AAA. Still being able to do all that throughout the entire season, even though the Achilles been worked on?
Well, a lot of that's getting jocked. You got to be able to do some serious cardio. So I haven't been able to do as much cardio as I maybe want to, but I feel like I'm like a week of really good dieting away from where I want to be.
Averagely jocked.
But yeah, averagely jocked is probably fast. As the season goes in a normal year, it's hard to be as jocked as you are when you kind of first start training camp. But I feel like I've held it pretty good this year. Not bad for late 30s, early 40s. So.
Well, 40 for sure now. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Aaron.
Happy birthday, Aaron. It's really, really cool. You are still jocked. Wait till you retire, man, and not saying that's anytime soon, but when you retire, AJ knows, just look at him. You can just take these things that just it just helps. You're just jocked, just immediately jocked pretty much. It's crazy, dude. I can't wait to see.
I figured that AQ wouldn't want to be drug tested at this point.
No chance.
Nope.
None of us. A man who's not on anything, though, just ridiculously handsome. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Aaron, the other guy in your city, I don't know if you've been following this too much, but Tommy DeVito, has kind of taken over the NFL. And I know you've basically said, hey, let's wait until these guys have played a little bit before we crown them. But they're already doing that. They're saying he's the savior of the Giants and that, he's the king of New York right now. But when it comes to guys like that who are undrafted, he was the third string quarterback. How are certain guys able to come in and just have success immediately when they have, he's got the same guys that Daniel Jones had? Is that all just confidence and Dable kind of working with him and putting him in spots to be successful? Why is a guy like him so successful coming in, whereas other guys who we know their names and get opportunities come in and they don't perform the same way?
I mean, that's an interesting question. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not just one player or one time. There's matchup stuff. There's how the defense is playing. I wouldn't know the stats offhand, but I feel like the defense, Wink and his guys, have been playing a little bit better. The last stretch of the season, but the recipe is not too complicated. It's be opportunistic. It's make good decisions. Take care of the football, and I think when you got a little bit of moxie to go along with that, and some charisma, which he obviously does, and presence, that helps. But he watched the game. He watched the game last night. He had very efficient. He only had a few incompletions, right? He had no turnovers. He had no sacks. I mean, they'd come in with giving up, I would guess, close to or the most sacks in the league, and to have no sacks, no turnovers. Didn't seem like, and I didn't watch the whole game, didn't seem like there were a ton of, real, turnover-worthy plays. So that's the key to success, taking care of the football, being opportunistic, making some plays, and then, bringing that extra little something.
Yeah, a little sauce. Seems like the team really loves him. I mean, how could you not?
Schmay. Yeah, a little bit of schmay, you know?
Hey, this is a little schmay. Hey, shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? Shout out to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hope he's having a fantastic Tuesday. It's been fun to watch this, though. Him, Heineke, Mike White in recent history have had this run, and then the conversation immediately goes to, hold the phone. Is this guy better than the $40 million a year quarterback, and why does the team play better for him? Now, obviously, Tommy DeVito might. We don't know. We have no idea about this guy. What he's going to be 5 years from now. Maybe he will be the next Joe Montana.
Yeah.
And maybe he does.
5 games? How about 5 games?
Yeah.
I understand. But let's just talk about the teams, though. When teams
What did we
rally,
talk about last week? What are we doing?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we got to keep the door open for the possibilities that maybe 5 years from now, Tommy DeVito is a guy. We have no idea. But why does it feel like teams kind of rally around some of these backup quarterbacks in your eyes, just like your thoughts? Because obviously the charisma and the swag, but like they have a belief, right? And the expectations aren't really like Tommy might miss a pass and they're not going to get pissed. I don't think it's like, isn't that kind of a thing? Don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's possible. Listen, I think a lot of the shit is overblown. It's if you win, then there's a little momentum. The narrative changes so quickly in a week. Look at our team, same thing. And what the Giants have won a few in a row now.
Oh, a sweet boy.
So that's the narrative that's going on there. But every week there's overreactions, there's crowning, there's, trashing, and then it all gets reset. Once they're playing either Thursday, Sunday, or Monday, Saturday coming up too, Saturday game's coming up. Yeah, everything gets reset. And there'll be something else to talk about. Officials, guys line up offsides, cutlets, whatever the hell it might be. There's going to be a new conversation that happens and a new narrative. And that's the league we play in. I think it's beautiful because it draws a lot of attention to our sport. It's also got to be maddening at times for people that really live and die with the roller coaster of headlines.
Yeah, and somehow you've been able to survive it mentally because obviously the wave of your headlines, personally and professionally, have certainly been all over the place.